I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking. Thinking about my grandmama, we call Mom, when she came to Ghana. Age 72. Hey, Mom. Let's go somewhere. She said she don't care. She wanted to come back to Africa. No passport, nothing. My grandmother, Bessie Sue Silvels, from LaGrange, Georgia. Day worker, wonderful woman, picked cotton in LaGrange for the Calloway family. She gave me this story, African people. She was married to her husband, which is my granddaddy, Gus Silvels, LaGrange, Georgia, picking cotton in those days. She told me, she said, when they were picking cotton, said Big Bay, her husband, my granddaddy, they were paying him 50 cents a day for his barrel of cotton. They weighed it. When they weighed it, you know, determines what they made. And she and her husband was picking the same amount. So she was wondering why he was getting 50 cents and she was getting 25. So my grandmama said she went to old man Calloway and asked him why was Big Bay getting more money. And he said, oh, is it because he's a man? And old man Calloway, white man, said, look, Bessie, don't say nothing. I'll give you 52, but don't tell nobody. I'm bringing that up because this is the same thing going on now. Salaries. We won't tell no one in the same company, same capacity, how much money. Everything's a secret because they all would do the same tricks. But anyway, I'm thinking about my grandmother now, and she used to have her hair tied up all the time. She had her money, 50 cents, a dollar tied up in a handkerchief with a knot in it, pinned to her apron all the time. She was really African. I didn't even know what African was about, or Africans. Had no idea until I came to Africa, until I visited Ghana in 1972. Now, after Erica was born, y'all, Akosia Ohu, what's that name you told me what?
Akosua Ohu Ajy Okodie.
Hey.
The first.
Oh, the first, okay. So, hey, I have one daughter, so whatever she tells me, I listen.
That's an accessory Y name.
Hey, I listen. So anyway, after Akosia was born, I'm at the airport with the three boys and Akosia with me. We go to Accra because, of course, we live in Kumasi. And to meet Burl Wilson, Daddy, and Grandma. I didn't know Grandma was coming. Had no idea. Van said, Ma, there's Grandma coming. I said, your grandmother's in Chattanooga. And I looked up, my grandma was walking across that tarmac. She had that piece of fur, wasn't fur on, and had her boots on because it was cold in New York. My grandmother came, oh, what a blessing that was. And from the airport, we went to Kumasi and stayed at the house in Shai-Su. And we had a young lady work with us. I won't say work for me. Her name was Margaret. And Margaret took care of the house, and Margaret took care of Erica. And so my grandmother came. All of a sudden, my grandmama, Margaret eating with my grandma. You see, in those days, and I hate to say it, that was a protocol thing. I'm sorry, we as Americans, we don't believe in that. People who work for you sit here, they eat out of certain jars and glasses, and they can't use the same pots. And we're not used to that. So anyway, I had to take my grandmother to the poultry farm. Now, I had trying to make a living, didn't know what to do, had my money, But I knew I had to do something in Ghana because I was only 31 or 32. So when Erica was born. And so I had a poultry farm. Remember, I had 4 plots of land when I first went in 2002. In 1972 to 73, I bought land, 4 plots of land. Because the Queen Mother loved me so much, she bought that. But, you know, the ancestors have always been good to me. But the Creator is even better. I keep telling you, I'm a love, blessed person. Don't be jealous of that. The Creator just loved me and has done many great things for me and my family. And I haven't asked permission to speak. I started talking right away, and I have to go back to that, to the ancestors and the elders' permission to speak. So I'm speaking in the correct way. And thank you. Now I will continue. On this poultry farm, guys, I had about 2,000 chicks, day-old chicks that I started with. And I had a young man working with me then, name was Asari Osu. He was the brother to Dr. Kofi Osu Ansa. And because I knew nothing about chickens other than eating them. So anyway, we had the poultry farm because that's what I invested with, due to my friends Voda and Cynthia, the Caribbean sisters of mine. That was their profession. So as I had my poultry farm, and the chicks grew up, and at some point you have to debeak them. I didn't know that because they are carnivores. So if you don't debeak your chickens, they will pluck each other and start to eat the flesh. So you have to cut the ends of the beak. Those are for the those who know how to raise chicken. I had no idea. So we were trying to debeak the chicken. So you have to collect them. So my grandmama, being from LaGrange, Georgia, know about chickens and wringing the necks for chicken dinner on Sunday. She knew how to catch them in her skirt. So she would not run, but she'll gather them up, 4 or 5 all together in her skirt and take it over so they could be debeaked. She was a wonderful help to me. I had no idea. And you have to give them injections too, chicken pox injections and all kinds of stuff. So my grandmother did that. Then my grandmother come to the house. She and Margaret chitty-chat and all of that. And they became great friends. Now, after my grandmother, she went to the culture center. She loved the culture center. She was just in awe, you know, with Africa. First time, she said, Gwen, I'm tell you something. I ain't seen so many black folks in one place in my life, and there ain't no white folks around here, you know. That was my grandmother, so I'm very grateful she had the chance to come to Africa before she transitioned. My grandmother was 73 years old at that time, and she transitioned at age 92. And when she went back to America, she came back to Chattanooga, Tennessee. As I told you, my grandmother took care of work for a family, a white family, and they were a school teacher. The wife was a school teacher, and the husband was a principal. And my grandmother took care of them white kids like they always do. And I have a picture of my grandmother. Next thing I knew from that African trip, my grandmother was going to the school, the white school now. She was telling them all about Africa, had a little book. She had on her African attire with her hair. I don't even know how she tied her hair, but hey, she put it together. She had her hair tied up, had a beautiful African dress on, and that pattern that she wear is still with us. It's called, in Ghana, the name of the pattern is called mat. I wish I had it. I don't have anything with me in America to show you all certain things. Now, when my grandmother transitioned, the culture and the custom in my grandmother's, now this is a little secret, I'm just telling y'all because I'm thinking about her. And in her casket, she transitioned in Chattanooga. My grandmother dipped snuff. I don't know if y'all know about dipping snuff or chewing tobacco. She dipped snuff, and I put in her casket secretly her snuff. She dipped Bruton snuff. You can't get that. People don't do that anymore. But I'm giving y'all, this is my journey of being involved in Africa for 47 years or what have you. And I put a handkerchief, because when you transition on the journey to the other world, I gave her handkerchiefs, so she has to cry in her transition. I gave her $1 US, and if she has to pay her way as she go to get to the other side. So those are old Ghana customs that we really don't talk about, but it is tradition that you put in the going certain items to get the body, the spirit, to transfer to another place. So those things, she got money, she got a handkerchief, she got a snuff. So, and I'm saying that to Coach, I don't know what you gonna put in mine, girl. I want some good stuff in mine, so.
A telephone.
A telephone, girl, so I can call you up and say,
telephone.
And some strawberry soda.
Some orange drink.
Orange drink. I'm Southern. No, sweet iced tea.
And some sweet iced tea.
Southern,
and
Southern.
cake.
And a slice of, what is it, pound cake. So those are the things. That's tradition in Ghana from the old school. And then this last story here, guys, is really funny. I'm telling, then my grandmother came, and when I went back, I'm going to end up with my grandmother, Mo. When I came back to America, maybe a year or so later, my grandmother cried. She says, "Why did you come back here?" I said, "Oh, Ma, I came back." She says, "No, you were so happy in Ghana. I wish you had stayed." And that's another thing. We need to tell our family and loved ones how we love them and what they mean to us while they are living and why they're doing great things. Because if I had known my grandmother supported me so much and wanted me to stay in Africa, I would have never, even those days, returned back to Ghana. So that is the story of my grandmother and her love for Africa. And I know her spirit is there waiting for me every time I return. That's why I return. Because I know she's there protecting me, overseeing me and my family. That's just one story. And the next time I'll tell you about Margaret. How Margaret went to church and took my precious Erica Kosia.
My real family member.
Your real family member, girl. Your real family. So remember, go and vote. Remember, God bless Ghana, make our nation great and strong. And also, I've been to a lot of places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs and made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life in stages. This is my grandmother. I hope I have 10,000. I want that number. Y'all hit it. Subscribe.
Sing
like me.
Song
so I have more songs, more stories to tell you. And remember, our generation coming back to the motherland must mean something for generations to come. We're not returning for nothing. We have a mission to make Africa strong again. We built many nations. Let's build Africa. I thank you. God bless you, Nyamishra. And bye-bye you.
It's real long now. And I'm singing this song to you.